Okay. So this is frankly embarrassing. Frankly. This is the worst thing Karyakin's ever done. Right? And I've seen Mr. Belvedere naked. Lost in Hollywood subscribed. What's funny is Karyakin won the match. So he literally didn't care that he played the worst move of his career here. So this position is very slightly better for black. And there's a very obvious move for black. So this is pinned. This is, somewhat attacked. And this is attacked. So the two moves I would consider for black are bishop d6 and bishop f6. And it turns out another move that's playable, which I probably wouldn't consider, is d3, counterattack. I wouldn't consider that because after takes, this is still hanging. But, the engine just doesn't care. The engine's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Here, Karyakin makes a quadruple question mark move. And the reason Karyakin's good, amongst other things, is he calculates really, really, really well. He sees all of his opponent's threats. He never blunders. Here, he didn't see his opponent's threat and he blundered. It's somewhat understandable because we're removing a lot of guards. There's a lot of guards to be removed. Like queen c7. So this is defending this. This is defending this. This is defending this. And this is defending this. And it turns out, because of that, white's winning. Okay? So queen c7 is double question mark. And for somebody like Karyakin, unacceptable, right? I mean, you can't do that. I mean, he's too good to do that. You can't have a guy who plays Magnus 6-6 for the World Championship, loses on tiebreak, and then just makes like a most ridiculous move ever. Okay, so now white wins very simply, and this would be like a somewhat difficult in tactics trainer puzzle rush. But I would expect Hikaru to solve this in like 1 second. If this popped up and Hikaru was doing puzzles, I think he would solve it in 1 second. So Karyakin can't be missing that. Okay, so you take the knight, which he did, and then you take the bishop. And if you play rook takes rook, queen takes pawn check, wins the rook. Tactics 101. After rook takes c8, he resigned. Now, you might say that was difficult to see, but that's why, Sergey's top 20 in the world, youngest grandmaster ever until, last week, and 2,800 sometimes, playing for the world championship, because he doesn't miss that. So that's terrible. And because he didn't miss it anymore, he still won the match. But, See, now, the reason it's easy for Karyakin is every move is a capture and a check. That's, if for example, h4 was the winning move, and Karyakin missed that, that's acceptable. If bishop f1 is the winning move, that's acceptable. But you can't miss takes, resigns. Opponent just takes a piece every move, and you're like, oh yeah. I mean, that's terrible. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying Karyakin shouldn't do it. Yeah, so he was probably like really upset here. Like, what the hell? Because he doesn't miss stuff like that. He's good at seeing stuff like that, but he shouldn't miss it. Etc. 100 sentences. The chances that Sam Shan becomes world champion, is there a number less than 0? I don't think there is. So 0.